Hey everyone, I'm Coach Hannah. Today I'm going to walk you guys through all the stretches I do after my runs. So this first one that I do, this is just called the toe reach stretch. You're just going to stand with those feet on the ground and you're just going to lean forward, trying to bring those arms as close as you can to touching your toes. This is a great stretch for the hamstrings and also just letting that lactic acid run down those legs. So I would highly recommend this stretch after your runs. All right, now I'm going to show you guys the second stretch I do after my runs. This is called a half kneeling hip flexor / hamstring stretch. So you're going to start here in the position I'm in where I have one knee on the ground, the other foot's up. In that front leg, you want that knee just above your ankle. You're going to lean forward, so bending that back leg to bring your weight, shift your weight forward onto that front leg to get the hip flexor. You're going to hold that for about 30 seconds, and then you're going to come back, fully extend that leg, hands at your sides to get the hamstring. So you're going to do 30 seconds getting the hip flexor, 30 seconds getting the hamstring, and you're going to do that on each side. This is one of my absolute favorite stretches to do after my runs because, at least for me personally, the most tight muscles I seem to get after runs are the hip flexors especially and the hamstrings. This is the third stretch I like to do after my runs. This is called the butterfly. So you're going to sit on the ground, keep that chest up, you're going to have your feet together, and you're really going to try to press those knees down. This stretch is great for working those adductors, also known as those inner thigh muscles. Those muscles, at least for me personally, tend to get pretty tight after my runs, so this is a great stretch for that. You're going to hold this pose for 30 seconds. All right, the fourth stretch that I do after my runs, this is one of my absolute favorites. This is called the lying knee hug to chest stretch. So to get into this position, you're going to lay back on the ground. One leg is going to be fully extended out, and you're going to grab the other leg with both hands, and you're going to pull all the way into your chest as tight as you can. And you should really feel a stretch in that hip flexor and that quad. And you're going to hold that for 30 seconds on each side. The next stretch that I do after my runs, this one is called the child's pose. So you're going to have both those knees on the ground. You're going to spread those knees pretty far apart, fully extend those arms out in front of you, and sit back onto those hips. This one is great for also working those adductors or inner thigh muscles, just like with the butterfly pose that I showed you guys. And this is also a great shoulder stretch. And it even works the glutes as well. So I would highly recommend this one, doing for 30 seconds of that. The next stretch that I'm going to show you guys that I do after my runs is called the Pigeon Pose. This one is another yoga pose. So how you guys get set up for this one is you're going to extend one leg all the way back behind you. The other leg you're going to tuck underneath at an angle, so you're going to pull that inside foot towards the extended leg, and then you're going to lean forward with those forearms on the ground. This is a nice stretch for the hip flexors and the glutes. Now this one I'd recommend doing for 30 seconds on each side. The next stretch I want to show you guys that I do after my runs, this one is called a lying figure 4 stretch. So for this one, you're going to lay on your back. You're going to bring both those feet in the air closer towards you. You're going to take one foot and you're going to cross it over the other so that that ankle is touching the knee. And then you're going to grab the other leg with both hands and knee hug into the chest. This one is great for getting the hip flexors and the glutes. This one I'd recommend doing for about 30 seconds on each side. The last stretch I'm going to show you guys that I do after my runs, this one's called the 90-90 stretch. So you're going to sit on the ground, and now as you can see here, you're going to make two 90-degree angles with your legs. That back knee is going to be in line with that front heel. So two 90-degree angles, and then you're going to lean off to the side. This one is great for stretching the glutes. For this one, you should do 30 seconds on each side. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and will use these stretches after your runs as well. I'm Coach Hannah, a fitness trainer with a degree in kinesiology. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video.